What if the most relaxing thing you could do after a very hard and long day was just drive? No enemies, no timer, no combos to memorize, just you, an open highway, and a load to deliver. I have put serious hours into American Truck Simulator, and I'm going to tell you right now, this might be the most underrated dad, mom, or any type of gamer game found on Steam. Let's get into it. So, welcome back, everyone. F5 Dad here, 45 years of gaming experience, one very early alarm clock. And today, we're going to drive into American Truck Simulator and let's hit the road. So, let's go ahead and talk about the setup. So, here's the pitch American Truck Simulator drops you into a rig, hands you a delivery job, and lets you loose across a scaled down but surprisingly detailed recreation of the American highway system. You're going to start in California, and depending on which state downloadable contents you own, you can work your way across multiple states. This is going to include Arizona, New Mexico, Idaho, Colorado, and many others. And that is going to be a real cross section of the country, each one with its own terrain, its own radio stations, and even its own personality. Driving through the Nevada desert genuinely feels different from winding through the Colorado mountain pass. So before you even hit the road, there is a genuinely deep customization layer. Truck brands, cab configurations, paint jobs, interior accessories, even little dashboard bobbleheads if you truly want them. Engine choice, transmission, and trailer types are actually going to affect how your rig handles on the road. I have spent longer than I want to admit just tuning my first truck before even taking a job. And it does sound silly written out like that, but I can tell you right now, it's the part of what makes the truck feel like yours before you've even driven a single mile in it. So when you think about the gameplay loop, it is actually simple on paper. Pick a job, plan your route, drive there, deliver, get paid, and repeat. But here's what makes the game work. The driving itself is generally pretty satisfying. You're going to come across realistic feeling physics as that weight and trailer sway. You're actually going to have to account for weather that changes visibility and road grip, and a day-night cycle that's going to turn a routine delivery into something atmospheric, especially when you're rolling through a Wyoming sunset with rain on the windshield. I did have one drive, a long haul from Las Vegas all the way up through the Utah desert, where I just put on one of the in-game radio stations, set the cruise control on a straight empty stretch, and just existed in that world for almost 45 minutes. No stress, no failure state looming, just movement. And I can tell you right now, that is pretty rare for a game, as most games are engineered around tension. This one is engineered around the complete absence of it, and doing that well is generally way harder to design than how it sounds. I can also tell you the mountain routes did surprise me the most. There's a stretch through the Rockies on one of the Colorado routes where you're just working the engine brake on long descents, watching your speed on switchbacks, and it's going to add just enough tension to keep your hands engaged without ever tipping into that stressful situation you might feel with other games. It is going to be the good kind of focus, the kind that lets your mind wander while your hands stay busy. Let's move into the meditative core. And I want to actually dig into why this works so well at 4 a.m. specifically. There's no combo string to memorize, no boss fight waiting around the corner, no multiplayer full of people who think they're way better than you. The stakes of failure basically consist of you hitting a guardrail and simply getting a fine and losing some money. That's it. It's less game in the traditional sense and more guided meditation with a steering wheel. And I mean that as a genuine compliment. There's also something to be said for the fact that you can pick this up for 10 minutes or even 2 hours, and both are going to feel like a complete session. A short local delivery scratches the same itch just as well as a three-state cross-country haul does. That flexibility matters a ton when your available gaming time is unpredictable, which we all know if you're a gaming parent, it always is. And as F5 Dad, everybody knows I love my careers when it comes to video games, and there is a real depth here for the long haul too. You can build up capital, buy your own garages, purchase additional trucks, and hire AI drivers to run their own routes while you handle the deliveries you actually want to drive yourself. Watching your little trucking empire slowly expand across the map over dozens of hours gave me the same kind of quiet satisfaction as any city builder out on the market. You're not going to fight for it, you're just steadily going to build it over time. Skill points also matter too when you think about American Truck Simulator. Long haul, fragile cargo, heavy cargo, and so on. Each one's going to unlock access to a more lucrative and specialized jobs that you can take on. It's a slow burn, but it never felt like padding. By the time I had two or three hired drivers running their own routes in the background, checking in on the company felt almost like managing a small, real business. I do know there's probably going to be a lot of debate when you really break down this game because I want to compare it to Euro Truck Simulator 2. So here's my quick comparison. Since people do always ask, how does this stack up against its own sibling? As you know, Euro Truck Simulator 2 does come from the same developer, same core engine, but it does have a genuine different feel. Euro Truck Simulator 2's road network is denser, there's more cities packed closer together, more route variety per hour of driving, whereas American Truck Simulator is going to lean into the scale instead. Those long, empty stretches of desert highway that really sell the American road trip fantasy in a way that ETS2 just isn't built to do. Honestly, though, neither one is strictly better. It depends what kind of relaxation you're truly after. Do you want variety and shorter routes? ETS2 is going to edge it out. But do you want that wide open, meditative, empty highway feeling, genuinely staring down a straight road for 10 minutes with nothing but your thoughts and the radio? ATS does that better than almost anything else I've played on the market, including its own sibling game. Now, as with every game, here's going to be my honest gripe. So let me be straight with you. Same as always, the state by state downloadable content structure is a real friction point. The base game only gives you California. Everything else, every single state, is a separate paid DLC. Buy them all full price, and you're actually going to look at a very large total, easily into the hundreds, way more than what you paid for the base game itself, just to unlock the full continental map. To be fair, it's not quite as aggressive as the reserve pack situation we talked about with the Hunter Call of the Wild, as these downloadable contents are legitimately substantial, full state size maps with their own cities and landmarks. But the complete experience is going to cost a lot more than the sticker price is going to suggest, and that is 100% worth knowing before you dive into this game. If you want my true, honest advice, grab the base game, plus whichever one or two neighboring states that you might most be drawn to, and expand from there once you know you truly enjoy the game and have become hooked by it. A couple smaller rough edges too. AI traffic can be a little dumb sometimes when you play this game. The occasional car that just simply seems to forget how blinkers work, and after enough hours, the job board could feel a little bit repetitive if you're not actively working towards garage expansion or buying new states to explore. So when we think about American Truck Simulator, let's go ahead and talk about the final verdict. What I can tell you, it is one of the most quietly effective relaxation games on Steam that I have played in a long time, and it's definitely good for any type of gamer who loves these type of games. It's not flashy, it's not going to trend on social media, but it does one thing extremely well. It's going to let you completely switch off your brain while still feeling like you accomplished something. And I can tell you that is something rare that you're going to find in video games nowadays. I can also say skip buying every state DLC on day one. Just grab the base game, plus maybe a neighbor or two, and just go for a drive and enjoy what the game's going to offer to you. This is exactly the kind of game built for the hours that I've got. It is perfect before the house wakes up, my coffee in hand, radio on, nowhere to actually be except down the highway. I can tell you this is a solid recommend and pick it up. I do want to thank everybody for watching the video. And if you're a dad, mom, or basically any type of gamer squeezing in your own quiet hours before the world wakes up, subscribe as you're going to find new, honest verdicts every Tuesday and Saturday. Let me know down in the comments. Do you like ATS, or maybe you're an ETS2 guy, or even an ETS guy? Which one's going to be your pick? Throw it down on the comments. I do try and read every single comment. And with that, hit F5, reset, reload. I am F5 Dad, and I will see you on the next video.